If you're tuning in right now, you happen to be watching the world's truest source for hip-hop news, black culture, sports, and of course the best reaction videos on the net. I'm talking about Kofi's Universe. If you haven't already subscribed, it's your chance to hit that button now before I hit this blunt. Bada.
YouTube, salute. Shout out to my subscriber Lucky. He requested self-titled and Buckwild. Miss those days. Damn, I do miss those days. But we'll talk about that another day. If you're new to my channel, please hit the subscribe button. Click the bell icon to be notified when I upload new content and go live. Also, cast your vote for Kofi's Hip Hop Hall of Fame. That link is in the description. Check out new interviews from Ilmac and Kambada. That's in the interview playlist. And yeah, thank you, Lucky, for donating via Streamlabs. I really appreciate that, brother, so much. All the love and donations goes a long way. Let's go.
This is going out to everybody from the 90s. And even if you're not from the 90s, anybody that appreciates the mark that the 90s left. In my opinion, the greatest era for hip-hop.
It is a great era.
It's like being a teenager during the great jazz era. So you can imagine what it means to me. Let's go.
It's like those days.
I like that right there.
Fresh on my mind. Seems like yesterday when I started writing my rhymes. And I miss those days when I look back over my life. Those
Golden era
things
hip-hop.
don't change. I miss those good times.
Shit'll never be the same. I can picture it but never explain. Memory stain every inch of my brain and pump through my veins. Grand Pooba had the Tommy Hill locked down. It had that cool water smell. Back then, not now. Backpacks and starter caps. Outfits didn't match. Which reminds me that the 90s was the aftermath of crack. Girls had their name on their necklace, a gold cross. Overalls folded at the ankles with stone walls. RZA rocking all the beats. Sega with the altered beats. Wasn't safe to walk the streets with Jordan sneakers on your feet. Rappers had you thinking white girls had no butt. The white boys either rock the mullet or bow cut. I'd give a motherfucking $1 million to go back to show with the soul clap. K-Solo can't hold back. Magic admitted he had it, but he ain't an addict, a faggot. If you need him, I got crazy prophylactics.
All right, so let's break down verse 1. So thinking about the 90s, man. At the time, this is, you know, we're after, not gonna say after the crack epidemic, but it's like, you know, we're seeing that the effects of it in the 90s. RZA, one of the dopest producers of all time, you know, what he did for hip-hop, especially with the Wu-Tang, took it to another level. Brand Nubian, Grand Pooba, when he even went solo, was so tight, so dope. Cool Water, I remember Cool Water. I remember going to Macy's. I remember going to, even JCPenney had the Cool Water. Get the Cool Water, even the samples, man. That shit just smells so good. I used to have the starter caps. I used to have the starter jacket, so I know all about that. The Jordan sneakers, I rocked the Jordans too, for real. But I used to love the Bo Jacksons also. What else we talk about? I talk about rappers happy thinking white girls had no butts. You know, yeah, then we realized, damn, the white girl got a little donkey donk. But at the end of the day, yeah, those days ain't gonna never be replicated, man. Because that's like an anomaly how the 90s were, man. You'll never have that again. Damn, that shit bring back so many memories.
Those days are still so fresh on my mind. Seems like yesterday when I started writing my rhymes. And I miss those days when I look back over my life. Those things don't change. I miss those good times.
Al Roker was fat, then Franklin's face was small. Too many Florida felons that came that 3 strikes law. The Benz had the round lights, Lexus was the new whip. Cruiser rolling deep and Jeep smoking on that tie stick. Chocolate, lamb spread before they perfected hydro. $5 bag get you that skunk or that Cambo. Kids bought CDs from Biohazard and Anthrax. Supersized fast food, what the fuck was a trans fat? Anderson, Anna Nicole, Carmen Electra. I miss my people going off, I miss the G-Funk era. Early to mid-90s was the greatest of all times. Pac, Biggie, Big L, Eazy-E, and Pun were all alive. It was either Flavor or PHAT. Arsenio, the Wayans, and Martin Lawrence was on TV. These are oldies but goodies, difference of OGs and rookies. Shit was good with Billy Clinton was getting Lewinsky pussy.
Okay, so verse 2, he's talking about at the time you had the rides, you had the Jeeps, the Lex Coupes, Beamers in the Benz. That was a tight song too. They had the Sticky Icky. Even supersize became available, and McDonald's started to supersize before even Burger King and Carl's Jr. Jumbo Jack, Jack in the Box became jumbo size or king size. That was McDonald's that did that shit with the supersize. Then you had women like Pam Anderson, Anna Nicole, Carmen Electra. People was going crazy over them. In the G-Funk era, we talking about like Spice One. We talking about King T, DJ Quick, Compton Most Wanted, Warren G, Summertime in the LBC. It was so many things going on at that time. Pac, Biggie Smalls, Big L, Eazy-E, and Big Pun, they were all alive in the 90s. So even when we started to see each one of them, you know, making their transition, that shit hurt like a motherfucker. On TV, Arsenio Hall, woo, 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 woo. We was watching that shit. The Wayans Brothers. Before the Wayans Brothers, we had In Living Color. Then we had the Wayans Brothers. Martin, Mighty, we even had Fresh Prince. We had so many great sitcoms on TV, man, at that time. Like I said, that was the OG shows right there. Even before the Three Strikes Law even kicked in, it was motherfucking felons they was just running around.
Are still so fresh on my mind. Seems like yesterday when I started writing my rhymes, and I miss those days when I look back over my life. Though things done change, I miss those good times.
Sinister, take us out of here.
I miss the days of way back then.
I remember way back in the days on my back.
Yes.
Way back about the good old days. Way back in the days. Back in the days. Like yesterday, I was a short before you around the way. Like yesterday, I was a short before you around the way.
Alright, y'all, so that's just towards the end. This is, like I said, has a sample from La Dee Da Dee by Dougie Fresh and Get Fresh Crew featuring Slick Rick. If you want to know where that sample's coming from on the beat. Alright, let's jump into the song, man. Do I miss those days? Yes. Let me talk about the days I miss in the 90s. I was young, dumb, full of cum. I'm still full of cum. But I remember going to like the warehouse, going to like Blockbuster Music, going to like Tower Records to buy CDs. And CDs came out on a Tuesday. So I remember that for a fact. And I used to be so hyped, so anticipating certain albums that came out. I remember some of the albums that I was so hyped about. I was hyped about Jizza, Liquid Swords that came out. I was hyped about Helter Skelter, Nocturnal that came out in 1996. Nas, It Was Written. Nas, Illmatic in 94. I even bought Ready to Die. Only Built for Cuban Links. Dog Food. Tupac, All Eyes on Me. So many albums that came out in the 90s, man. And it's like all the albums that really came out in the 90s were like real classics. Like for real. There was a couple of albums that was like, man, what the fuck is this bullshit? But the 90s, they had that shit on lockdown, man. You was never disappointed. I remember picking up the Source magazine, picking up the Vibe magazine from the store. I remember picking up Sports Illustrated when I used to catch up on certain, you know, NBA players or NFL players. I remember all that type of stuff, man. I remember going to the mall, buying Jordans, buying Iversons, buying Ken Griffey's, all that stuff, buying the latest hats, catching a bus to a female house, meeting a female at the movie theater, going to get a slice of pizza, going to the movie theater, going to the arcade, all that type of stuff, man. So I do miss those days. I ain't gonna lie. I'm happy where my life is now, but I will always reminisce about the 90s. Thank you so much, Lucky, man. This brings back great memories. Post your comments below. Hope smash Black Panther, the like button, subscribe to my channel. Click the bell icon to be notified when I upload new content and go live. If you want to support and donate to the channel, you can share my videos on social media platforms. Tell all your families and friends about my channel. Even tell your grandparents, say, man, Granny, Granddad, subscribe to Kofi's Universe. He got the best channel in the world. He gonna take care of you. Or you can make a small contribution, Venmo, CashApp, PayPal, Streamlabs, or just join the Patreon account. Be a Patreon member, man. You can get all kind of incentives and requests every month. So until next time, y'all, reminisce, reminisce, reminisce.